match 1, game 1, and we would like to play first. This hand seems fine. It's not an ideal start, but it'll do nicely. So wait on our opponent here. I think we're going to start out with a turn 1 Rift Bolt. Get that on suspend. And then next turn, depending on what we draw, it'll be Rift Bolt, Lava Axe. So we'll pass back to our opponent. As you can see, like just in our opening hand, we have the potential to deal 13 damage. 2 land hands are ideal for this deck. 3 is often too many to start out with, and 1 land hands are like, if this was a 1 land hand, I'd consider it, depending on what the other card was. Just because we have so much one mana action, like we could still play cards. We could still cast stuff while waiting for our extra land. But the more the merrier. Ideally, our number 1 turn play is Goblin Guide, just because it requires them to answer it somehow by playing a creature that's bigger than it. And can block it successfully, or using one of their mana to lightning bolt it or something like that, and that gives us windows to just draw cards and cast burn spells. That's what this deck does. And if they don't have an answer, then 2 a turn is pretty significant. So we're just waiting on our opponent here. Alright, so we shift the turn to our opponent. Let's take that trigger off. And let's see what they got. Alright, so they start out with a fetch land. A Scalding Turn to be exact. Which means they'll take at least 1 of their own land, which is good for us. Blue-red land can mean just about any deck in Modern, so it doesn't give away too much information. So we go ahead and suspend a Rift Bolt and cast Lava Axe. And that's our turn. So it looks like our opponent, once this Rift Bolt that we've already paid for fires off, will be at 10. And we have 10 points of burn in our hand. We do need a land or spells is pretty good here for us. I'd prefer the land just so we have the spells. Blue decks can have counters, so we have to be aware of that. Our plan for counter decks is to smartly play into them. Okay, it looks like we're up against a Delver deck here, which will be an interesting matchup. I think we have the edge against Delver. Okay, so yeah, we want the Hellspark Elemental right now because we have a window to attack. It could get lightning bolted, but that would be fine because we'd be able to unearth it. Okay, so it gets Spell Snare. That makes sense. We still have the ability to unearth it though, so that's why that card has some value. Now it can get Grim Lavamancer and Young Pyromancer is played. So ideally we just draw a land here. Yep. Okay, so we're just gonna play a land and ship the turn back and try and Flames of the Blood Hand them out. Alright, so our current win plan is to Flames on his turn, draw a hand, Flames, and Charred Valley to win. But we may see some counteraction somewhere involved. Okay, so he gets a guy in Serum Visions. Let's pull up the chat to see what he does with his scry. There, results. Puts a card on bottom. Puts a card on bottom. Okay, so that's good for us. And we go down to 18. The Delver deck can do a lot of damage very quickly, especially with threats on the board. Okay, so it looks like a land will win us the game. Skullcrack. That will also do it. Okay, then we Shard Volley, sack land. And alright, that's game one. So against Delver, I don't think decks with just Snapcaster, I don't like the Relic, just because we want to burn them out quickly. But the Searing Bloods are very good. So what do we want to take out? Shard Valley is probably my least favorite card in the deck, because of the sacking the land making it such a liability. But I'm wondering, Spark Elemental seems good. Spark is good. Yeah, I think we just take out the Shard Volleys in favor of the Searing Blood. Alright, let's roll with that.